Hi guys! In today's video, I'm going to be adding too much makeup into slime to see what happens, and I hope that you enjoy this video. First up, we're going to be adding too many flower lipsticks into slime, and these are awesome because they're mood changing, so they start off pink, but then they tend to go more pink. I really wasn't sure what to expect with these, but as you can see, they were really creamy to mix in, and they turned pink almost immediately. It was really light pink at first, and then it went really dark. It was so creamy though, and I loved how the flowers stayed intact in the slime. The next one was so fun to film just because it was so colourful, and I started off by adding my clear slime to the palette directly, and I was hoping it would kind of just melt onto it all, but I had to spread it with my fingers. And I did find that it was super hard to peel off, so I recommend just rolling this off if you ever get around to trying this. It's so much fun. As you can see, all the colours kind of come out in pods, so you get really clear colours. And it came out so pretty actually. I could have left it at this stage, but as this is called adding too much, I decided to add the whole palette to it. And I love the peacock looking one on the right. It's so pretty. But I found that once I mixed in the extra colour, it wasn't as pretty in my opinion. It was just a deep colour. I didn't really love it. It wasn't bright and gorgeous like it was before. They're both metallic actually, but they were just really swamp looking, and as you can see, just not as pretty as they were before. So I decided to mix them together just out of curiosity, and it made a lovely colour. It was kind of like a gunmetal brown, I would say. Super metallic, and it had nice crunches. I decided to do one adding too much of all kinds of makeup, just to see if it would change the texture or just change the colour. And I decided to choose an array of stuff. Most of this is old makeup, so please don't get angry in the comments, but it's stuff that I haven't used for like 5 years. And as you can see, they're really bright. Some of them are brown, so this kind of like made for the, spoiler alert, made for the brown base, which you will be able to see. And I did find this really interesting because obviously these are all my skin tones, and I am kind of like tan, but not super dark and not super light. So when I was mixing this in, I was just really curious to see what the other colours would do to it, and if it would just become a skin toned kind of thing. And the first thing I noticed with the texture is that it made it super moisturised. I think this is probably the Face and Body foundation from MAC that did this, but as you can see, it's really loose. It came apart. It was kind of like if you were adding glycerin, I would say. It melted it down a tiny bit, became super soft, and I noticed that when I was mixing in the red lipstick, it changed the colour completely, and it turned into a really deep chocolatey brown, and it actually looked like a chocolate slime. I was so shocked and so pleasantly surprised with this, so I decided to add some fake sprinkles and make it into a beautiful slime. Lip products were my favourite thing to test in this video just because the lipsticks were so great, so I went and bought these off Amazon, and they're girls' own lipsticks. I've seen them on Instagram a couple of times, sometimes in beauty tutorials and sometimes in slime, but normally they're added one by one, so I decided to add the whole pack. This was so fun to mix in. It was kind of like a buttery texture. I would say it's more like a lip balm rather than a lip gloss, and I don't know if that's like the intended thing, but it was super creamy. Like if you were adding body butter to it, that's the way I would describe it. And the colours look so beautiful in it. I wasn't expecting them to stay intact. When I pushed them out, I was expecting them all to mix, but this made for a super soft moisturizing slime, and as you can see, it turned pink. Adding too much lipstick, the normal type of lipstick, definitely was the one that humbled me on lip products because I was just getting so excited and so carried away. I went and bought so many lip products and I was like, these are all going to work and they're all going to make beautiful slimes. And as you can see, it is really pretty. When you're cutting it all up, this did take a while. Literally, these clips are so sped up. It's on 4,000%, so this is 10 minutes of my time. So I'm just warning you, if you try this, it will not be as fun to do. And this stained my hands so much. I was so shocked and I noticed it immediately. And I couldn't film any videos for literally a week after this. I've been ill too, which is why I've been gone. But I would definitely not recommend using, maybe it's just red lipsticks, but I think maybe pigmented lipsticks, like super pigmented lipsticks in general will stain your hands. As you can see, this is 3 days later and my cuticles are still bright red, so I couldn't film any videos. It literally looked like I was bleeding. It was so bad. The slime was really glossy with that being said, and as you can see, there is still loads of colour. I love nail polish. As you guys know, I'm always wearing the same one and I have so much nail polish at home that doesn't get used. So I decided to add too much nail polish into slime, and this was the slime that hadn't been made yet just because I wanted the colours to mix in properly and I didn't think they would. But this was so fun to make. It kind of looked like when you marbled your nails when I was mixing it in, and I loved it. It was so fun for me. And then I added my activator and I wasn't expecting this to work, but as you can see, immediately it starts to form, and the more I was stirring it, the more I was pulling away. The one thing about this is the smell. It's awful. I had to throw this away, open all the windows, so definitely do not recommend this, but it's really fun to do as a one-off on a video for you guys. But I definitely will not be trying this again because the smell is horrific. As you guys may or may not know, alcohol actually melts down slime, and I think perfume is a lot of alcohol. I'm not sure if this one maybe doesn't have it, but I wanted to add it to slime just to see what would happen, see if it would work in the normal way that like hand gel works and melt it down. But as I found out, it didn't. I was sort of just like, I'm so confused even watching this clip back. I added so much activator because I was anticipating it melting down immediately, but immediately it formed a slime and it was really tough, and I left it for 10 minutes to see if it would kind of melt down, and as you can see, it got even tougher and I was just like so confused. But perfume apparently doesn't melt slime. It's really strong though. I really don't recommend it. When I bought these products, I really thought this was going to be the best video in the video. Okay, let's restart that. The best segment in the video. And I thought this would make kind of like a pearlescent slime, but this smelled so bad. This highlighter stinks. I don't know if it's just me. I did not like the smell at all. I had to open all the windows and I like refused to go in there for 20 minutes. It was gross. And then when I added all the other eyeshadows, this did make it a little prettier, but the base was just so underwhelming that I think it just took away from all of it. And it was a bit pearly, but mostly it just kind of looked like a white slime. And I also found that it melted the slime down, so it was just generally all around not great. It made a grey slime. It kind of didn't mix in with all the colours, and I'm really disappointed. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week.